Gentleman from Texas, Mr. Williams, for 5 minutes, please.
Thank you. I'm a small business owner, still own a business, 41 years, and I ran because I didn't think that there was a lot of people defending small business entrepreneurship and competition. And I got to say, after hearing this testimony today, I'm glad I ran. And I will tell you, I come from Texas, and in Texas, we always thought President Obama, that sequester was his program. We talk about how bad it is. I think that that's where it started. A couple questions real quick. They'll be easy to answer. Why does your budget not balance?
Our budget is the right fiscal path for this period of time because it supports jobs and the economy while at the same time bringing our deficits under control.
That's the reason it doesn't balance. Okay. Tax increases, as a business owner, I can tell you, tax increases have put us further in debt. That's just any way you want to look at it. Why not tax reductions across the board to create more revenue and have the private sector and small businesses grow? In other words, why should America have one of the highest tax rates in the world when we're trying to be competitive? Why should the highest tax rate be something we're happy with?
Now, let me say a few things. First of all, I too come from the private sector. I was in the private sector for 22 years. And much of that time was during the Clinton period of time, and there was plenty of incentive.
You're cutting into my time. I want to ask you the questions.
Okay, 97% of businesses are not impacted by any of the President's tax reform proposals, 97%. For corporations, the President does favor tax reform. Tax reform encourages investment in this country, like the R&E tax credit, where it's only given for investment here.
Lower taxes to compete?
The President has put forward tax reform where his target tax rate is 28% for corporations, 25% for manufacturing. So the President is in favor of tax reform, getting rid of loopholes and expenditures that encourage or give rewards for companies.
You might want to get that word out to the small business owners because they're not getting it. They're scared to death. The next question I have is, has any budget the President prepared ever had a vote of confidence or having a vote to support it?
Well, as we talked a bunch, we're all excited about getting back to regular order.
I was just asking, has he ever had a budget that anybody supported?
People support his budget, yes.
I thought, okay. Now, you're going to the private sector. You started to talk about your private sector experience. If you believe so much in this budget, in this accounting, are you going to use that accounting when you go in the private sector? And will you borrow more in your new business than you take in?
Well, I'll go to the bottom line. And the bottom line in this budget is that we have deficits that is on a declining path. Debt is on a declining path. And at the same time, we make important investments. But
I'm talking
to create
about
growth.
Your future career. Are you going to deficit spend, and are you going to go to your banker and say, I'm losing money, but I need more money? I mean, are you going to do that?
What I am going to do is I'm going to try to grow my business, same way we need to grow this economy, create jobs, be competitive, make important investments in things like infrastructure and R&D.
Well, that's fine. What's the threshold of tax that this President thinks the private sector can pay? How high is it?
Well, I want to be clear that there is no tax rate increase in the President's budget. Okay. There's no tax rate increase. There's tax reform.
Well, you should get that. You're not doing a very good job of telling the small business owners that. Now, eliminating poverty. One of your associates.
97% of small businesses are under $250,000 in income.
And they want to be more than $250,000. And your situation is making it so people can't make more. Now they're trying to make $249 instead of $251. It's a bad situation. Now, we talked about eliminating poverty, but you eliminate poverty by putting people to work through the private sector. Regulations and are killing the private sector. And I'm going to ask you a question. Is 7.8% unemployment, is it the norm now? Is that the new norm? Is 15% poverty the new norm? Is 18-year-olds to 64 that haven't worked one day in a year, is that the new norm? Is 15% underemployment the new norm? Is 99 weeks of unemployment compensation, is that the new norm?
No, it's not the new norm. What we are trying to do in this budget and what we will accomplish in this budget is to get people back to work and grow this economy. We've made progress. 6.5 million jobs created by the private sector across the last 37 months, 14 straight quarters of GDP growth. We've got a lot of work ahead of us.
The other question is, I went to school in Texas, so pardon my simplicity here, but how can you say that you've had new job creation when unemployment has gone up from 2000 to when this administration has been? How can you've had job creation when unemployment continues to go up? How do those?
The unemployment rate is lower than when the President came into office.
I don't believe it is.
It's 7.6%.
I don't believe it is. Mr. Chairman, thank you. I yield back.
The gentleman yields back.